company you bought is no longer the company you hold. It may have changed strategic direction, management, focus on the customer, or even lost its unique selling point.
The company you own is just issued a profits warning. You decide this is the thin end of the wedge, there's been a structural change in the industry, you're not prepared to wait for the next profits warning, so you bite the bullet and you sell.
Your personal circumstances have changed. You need to raise some cash urgently for personal reasons. It's likely that the shares are going to be the most liquid of your investments and you'll get the money within a couple of days.
Your attitude to risk has changed. In the early days as an investor, you're after capital growth. The older you get, perhaps you're after a more income-based portfolio, so you sell.
Your portfolio needs rebalancing. Hopefully the shares will have risen, but they may have risen to an extent as to be disproportionately big in your portfolio. If you only hold BT shares at the moment, even if the market thinks they're a raging buy, clearly you've got all your eggs in one basket and you need to consider selling some of them.
Tax considerations. If your investments have done really well, you may want to sell some to make the most of your CGT allowance. You may even want to consider bed and ISA or bed and SIP.
You may want to top slice your holding. This is where you sell enough of the shares because they've risen in value so as to have covered the purchase price. Anything you now make, of course, pure profit.
Shares you own in a particular sector have done okay, but now you think there's a better option elsewhere in the same sector, so you switch.
You had a preset figure in mind. For example, if the shares rise 10%, I'm going to sell them. They rise 10% and it is, as they say, never wrong to take a profit.
There are dark clouds on the investment horizon and you think an economic downturn's coming, so you may wish to switch out of some of your cyclical stocks into the relative safety of defensive plays.